Hey guys, I think our calendar's out of date. Like, really out of date. That's better. Rooster. Talking like I'm talking to a person.
Okay, what would you say to me? I'm bored.
I'm bored. So let's make
on.
some dinner.
You know?
Spend 4 hours making cabbage. How's this about that? I thought it would be fun to make some German braised cabbage. I think it's a braised cabbage. At least we're going to put a lot of vinegar on it. So good. We're going to make cabbage and we're going to make an onion sauce and Spaetzle, which is one of my favorite things. If you don't know what Spaetzle is, it's like a pasta almost. You make it with so many eggs. There's 8 eggs in this recipe, 4 cups of flour, and you boil it and you serve it with onion sauce and braised cabbage and usually schnitzel, but I don't want to make that right now. And it is just the most cozy homemade meal ever. And I can't get it around here on the Oregon coast, so come make this with me.
I don't know what happened from here on out, but I lost all of the audio to the rest of this video. So we're going to just do a voiceover and pretend we're doing it live, okay? You and me, we got this. And in that spirit, we're going to be starting off with the braised cabbage, which is just one of my favorite side dishes. And no, I'm not going to try to pronounce this in German because I think I would do it badly. But braised cabbage is really easy to make, okay? All you need to do is shred 1 apple, 1 onion, and some cabbage and put it in a pot. And then we'll be adding some other seasonings. And for your information, no, I did not have to go in the other room to go get my cookbook because I completely forgot what those other seasonings are. But in case you were wondering, this recipe takes 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 medium head of red cabbage, 1 apple, 1 yellow or white onion. I think it's fine either way. Half a cup of apple cider vinegar or red wine vinegar, 1/3 of a cup of granulated white sugar, some water, about half a cup of that, and juniper berries and a pinch of cloves. And no, I can't explain to you exactly what a pinch of cloves is. I just went with whatever my heart said. At this point, making the cabbage is really easy. You're going to put everything into a pot on high, bring it up to a boil, and once it's boiling, turn the heat down to low. You're going to cover and simmer and stir it occasionally about every 15 minutes until the cabbage is tender and turning a little bit translucent, and it's going to be sweet. It is delicious. Now, I do have to say I didn't have any juniper berries or gin, which we usually put in replacement of the juniper berries. So I had to put in a mixture of these coriander seeds and a couple of bay leaves. That tasted exactly the same to me. So if you're in a pinch, just add some coriander and some bay leaves. I know. I don't have any audio for this section because I was not smart enough to make sure that my microphone was on. But I did want to show you my beautiful handwriting, apparently, with my German onion sauce recipe on it. And I'm so excited to get to this. So let's start cooking more. In an effort to be a little bit more transparent on this channel, I didn't have to caramelize any of the onions for this round of onion sauce. My dad got 16 pounds of onions on sale the other day and caramelized all of them in one go. Yes, it took all day to caramelize those onions, but we now have caramelized onions in the freezer. So now I can just take cubes of caramelized onions and make my onion sauce. You, on the other hand, will probably have to take 6 medium onions, finely chop them, and spend an hour and a half caramelizing them. I don't make the rules. Speaking of those rules, here is the ingredients for your onion sauce. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter, 6 medium onions, again, finely chopped, 3/4 cup of chicken broth or vegetable broth or better than bouillon, whatever you have laying around in the fridge. Then you're going to need 2.5 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, half a cup of half and half, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. This is another one of those side dishes that I kind of like to just set and forget. You mix it together, of course. You're going to stir in the broth, mix the flour in half and half, all of that good stuff. But once it starts to thicken, you're basically done. All you need to do at that point is take an immersion blender and try to get just some of the lumps out. And before you go typing in the comments, this is not how you make onion sauce or braised cabbage or Spaetzle in the future. I already know that. This is just how I make it. I don't know if it's right. I would love to learn the correct way because I love it. But as for now, lumpy onion sauce is absolutely how I enjoy to eat it. And remember, you can always just look at your guests and say it's rustic. But we're going to take that onion sauce and put it in our warming drawer so that I don't have to worry about everything being warm at exactly the same time because it just stays warm. Yes, here's a clip of me realizing that if you just used a burner on your stove, don't put your cookbook on top of said burner. You'll leave really beautiful burner marks on your page. I don't know. It didn't set the house on fire. We're good. Now it is time for the star of this meal. It's time for Spaetzle or Spaetzle. I've heard it both ways. Don't quote me on the name, but I do thoroughly enjoy it. It's like a dumpling and a noodle all in one, except without the meat in the center of the dumpling. Okay, just bear with me. It's very easy to make. All you need is 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 8 large eggs, and 3/4 cup of milk, kind of. I ended up adding a cup of milk just by accident, and then I needed more. What you're looking for is kind of a thick pancake texture. I hope you're ready for an arm workout because you are going to get in there and mix this for like 10 minutes. You want to build the gluten inside the batter. So just keep mixing. And when you think you've mixed enough, you keep going. Or you could just set a timer on your phone like a smart person. That is a possibility too. Do you remember those old Alton Brown episodes? Well, I am about to show you the coolest unitasker I have ever found at a thrift store. I'm serious. This cheese grater looking piece of metal is the best Spaetzle maker ever. We were at a junk store near our house and they had it marked as a cheese grater. And no, it's not sharp. It's meant for Spaetzle batter and let gravity do the work. I'll show you here in just a second. So what you're going to do with this tool is get a pot of boiling water going on your stove. It needs to be boiling because that is what's going to cook this Spaetzle the quickest. Then you're going to fill up the little square on top of this cheese grater looking thing with Spaetzle batter. And then grate that across the top of the Spaetzle maker. Can we just take a minute to appreciate the perfect drips from the Spaetzle maker?
Oh, yeah.
Once that square of batter is emptied out on top of your Spaetzle maker, you're going to remove it, set it to the side, and wait for those little Spaetzle dumplings to pop up to the top of the boiling water. That's how you know that it's done cooking. Then you just take them out of the pot, move them over to a separate dish, and cover them in butter. This whole meal is just butter. And we must never forget the little surprise nutmeg that you grate on top of the Spaetzle. But at this point, it's just time to serve and eat. And it is so good. I really hope that you go and make this for yourself. Leave me a comment in the bottom if you do. I would love to hear from you. It is one of my favorite winter meals.
Behold, my stinky breakfast, my cabbagey, oniony breakfast. Other people see my breakfast and they weep. Okay, but seriously, this is what I wanted.